Next chapter is going to be regarding your introduction to your production and cost. So what is the meaning of production, production function, concept of isequence? These are the topics what we are going to be dealing in this second chapter. So what is the meaning of production? So first we have to know what is the meaning of production. So production is nothing but the transformation of input into output. So this transformation of input and output is called as production. So what is this transformation is? You can see the resources which are being available. So the resources, whatever we are going to be seeing dealt with the goods and services, these are going to be converted, the raw material converted into a finished good. So it refers to the production of goods and services. For example, you can take the raw jute. Now, when the raw jute is going to be grown in the field, that is going to be the output called input is going to be the raw jute. Conversion of this jute into the finished product into a gunny bag is called as the output. So it takes different shapes and place where it is going to be having the procedure of transformation of the raw material into a finished good. So this conversion with the help of the four factors of production is called as the production. So this production, that is your labor and your capital together is going to be the input, results in the production of the jute bag is called as the output. So similarly, you can see the inputs such as the land, labor, seeds, irrigations, insecticides or fertilizers, machines, etc. These are all going to be the equipments results in the production of your paddy or sugar or cotton or wheat or etc. So this is going to take the transformation of different ways and give you the output. So this is not only with the goods, but it includes even with the services of the teachers and the doctors and the lawyers, which results in the production of their service. So this is going to be having called as the production. Production is defined as an economic activity which produces material goods and services or which increases the value of the commodities already produced. So what are economic activities? You already know that in your first chapter. Economic activities are those activities which generate income. So income generating activities are called as economic activities for money. So this transformation is also going to be dealt with the production of the goods and services. So we have the concept of production function. So what is this concept we can see here is the production function is the relationship between the physical input and physical output of a firm. So this will be indicated by Y is equal to F of, that is your land, labor, capital and organization. So you can write it in brackets. Y is equal to function of, open the bracket, R, L, K and O, where Y means output, R means land, L means labor, K means capital and O means organization. So these four factors of production, without these four factors of production, you cannot have the output. So there are going to be two types of variables here. So variable factors and fixed factors. So among these four, which one will you say it is going to be a fixed factor and which are variable factors? So first one called as the land. So this land is a fixed factor where it is immovable. Fixed factor means which cannot be moved from one place to another. So it cannot be carried out from one place to another. So it is called as a fixed factor. So among the four factors of production, we take the land to be as a fixed factor, whereas labor, capital and entrepreneur are going to be a variable factor. So what are variables? You already studied in your first PUC, recall and see. Variables are those factors which keeps on changing. So it is not going to be constant. It has time and place. It can be changing from X and Y and etc. So labor, for as I told you, land is going to be a fixed factor because it is immovable. When you take the labor, labor is going to be a movable factor or a variable factor, because when the labor is not going to be satisfied with the resources available or the income available, he may move to the other sector where he gets a higher level of income. The same capital is also nothing but the income. So the income is also not going to be constant. We do not have the same price or the value of money. It keeps on changing. And lastly, organization or an entrepreneur is also going to be the same. It is also going to be changing. No person is going to be in the same place organizing a industry or a factory or whatever it is. So you can see entrepreneurs are also going to be a variable factor. So when these four factors are there, one is going to be the fixed one and all the other three are going to be a variable factor. So having this fixed factor and the variable factors, we are going to be producing the different kinds of commodity. So we shall see each one in detail. What is the land consisting of? The labor, the capital and the entrepreneur. So first, if you take here land, land is a free gift of nature. So land refers to all natural resources which are free gifts of nature, where you are going to be given everything in abundant and there is no interest or you have to give a payment to the nature. So it is going to be a free gift. So what are the land going to be consisting? What are the things we see in the land? We can see. We see the soil, the river, the water, forest, mineral, desert, sea and climate. So all these are going to be the factors which exist in nature, where we need not be paying any kind of income. It is a free good and it is being converted as an economic good. Later on we can see certain commodity or certain natural resources are going to be converted into economic good. So without the soil, the land does not give us only the outermost layer of the outcome for us to utilize, but above the soil and below the soil, the entire economy is going to be given us freely. So now you can take the soil. Without the soil, you cannot exist, either human or the commodities what has to be produced in the land. So with the help of the land only, you can cultivate or you can construct or you can produce any goods and commodities. Next, you have the river. River, you can see water is going to be sufficient. Water resource is going to be from the river, the sea, the oceans. There are different sources for you to get the water. Next, you have forest. Forest also gives us so many raw material things which can be converted for various other purposes like your wood. Next you can, or herbs you can take, or medicinal plants and etc. from the forest. Next you can take the mines. So above the soil you just saw these. Now if you take the mines, extraction of the minerals inside the mines is also going to be giving us an income. So these are all going to be produced and going to give us the income. Next you can see the desert, the sea and the climate. So the desert is also going to be one of the sources for the climatic conditions, what goods can be grown or what crops can be grown in those places. So sea and climate, climatic changes are also going to be having variations, and even from the seas we can migrate from one place to another. Aquatic plants, we can get aquatic animals and so many other things. We get precious things from the seas. So this is going to be the land resources out of what we can produce certain commodities. So next we can take about the labor. Labor is going to be nothing but the human people who are going to be working here. What is the resources we are going to be seeing here is human efforts done mentally or physically with the aim of earning income is known as a labor. So any activity what you do, you can see you are going to be getting an income generating activities. Why do people work? People work only to earn income. So when you are going to be working, work is of two types, physically and mentally. So what is the physical activities? What we are doing is the work what we do with an action. So that is called as a physical activity. Now mental activity, you can see certain works are being done only with the help of your brain, where you have to give work only for the brain. There also you earn income. The best example you can take for physical activity is agricultural sector. You can take, where without physical activity you cannot do any work in the land. Mental activity, you can see the work which is being done in a system or in an office, where only the mind is going to be doing the work. So this is called as a mental activity. So any kind of a labor what you are going to be doing a work to earn an income, this is called as a labor. So human effort done mentally or physically with the aim of earning income is known as labor. So next you can see the capital. So a capital, can you answer whether capital is a part of a wealth or wealth is a part of a capital? So which of the two between two wealth and capital is borrowed concept? So when we take about the capital, capital is nothing but the wealth. So when you are taking about the wealth, it speaks only about the income or money. Now, two types of wealth we can consider. So what is the concept of in a broader sense when you are going to be saying wealth? What is a wealth at present is our health only is going to be a wealth. So all the treasures what we are going to be having is also an wealth. The income what we earn is also going to be an wealth. So now we cannot decide which is going to be the wealth. Only if your health is good, you can have your wealth. If wealth is not there, there is no welfare also. So well-being of a person is going to be the wealth to this extent, whatever we have been learned. So both are equally important, wealth and welfare. This also you studied in your first year, wealth definition and welfare definition. If you have this wealth to start an industry, to start an agricultural sector, or to do any kind of a work, you need to have a capital investment. So wealth is a part of a capital. So it is not the entire capital what we are having, it is only a part, only a certain amount of money with which you can start your business. So that is called as a wealth is going to be a part of a capital. So wealth and capital are going to be having two main concepts. So in a broader sense, so wealth as well as your health. Logically, capital is derived from the land and labor and has therefore been named as stored up labor. So logically, when we are telling, you can see that this capital is being derived from land. How do we get the capital? From where do we get the income? Is with the resources available, that is from the land and the labor. So if you have a land, only the labor can also go and work in the labor as a labor there, and therefore he can get his income. After getting the income, he can be storing up that income, so that becomes as your capital. So each and every drop of water makes a mighty ocean. As you know that every drop of money what you earn is going to be the capital investment which is being stored for your future use. So logically, capital is derived from land and labor and has been therefore been named as store up labor. The last one you can see is entrepreneur. Who's an entrepreneur? One mark question or 2 marks you'll be getting. So an entrepreneur is a person who organizes the other factors of production. He coordinates the land, labor and capital in right and required proportion to use them for production. So how are you going to be producing these commodities? So when are you going to be producing? Now, if you see, the land cannot produce anything on its own. Without the help of the labor or without the help of the capital, it cannot produce anything. So the basic requirement for an entrepreneur is the fixed factor and the variable factors. So this organizer makes use of the resources available and tries to organize it in a systematic way to get the profit. So the reward for them is going to be the profit what he's going to be doing. So an entrepreneur is a person who organizes the other factors of production. He coordinates the land, labor and capital in right and required proportion to use them for production. So to produce any kind of a commodity, how much of labor is required? How much of land is required? What is the capital investment he has to invest to produce a commodity? All this is being decision made by the entrepreneur. And when he is going to be making a proper decision, then you can see the output to be in the production. So this production function, you can see it is being denoted by Q is equal to function of X1 and X2. So what does it mean? We can see here is, it means that by using X1 amount of factor 1 and X2 amount of factor 2, we can produce Q amount of commodity. Q means quantity of output, which is a function of two inputs, X1 and X2. So two commodities, how we are going to be producing from the output which is being required. So you can see here, by using X1 amount of factor. So any one factor you're going to be taking. Suppose you're taking land, 1 unit of land, and how many factors you're going to be taking, the amount of factors of laborers. For 1 acre of land, how many laborers are required? It might be 10 laborers or 5 laborers or 2 laborers, you decide. So what is the production you're going to be doing from that land. What are you going to be producing from that land? Whether it is going to be the wheat or going to be rice or paddy or going to be anything else, X commodities or fruits or vegetables. Suppose it's an industry, what industry you're going to be manufacturing? How many laborers are required? How many equipments are required? This decision is to be taken by the organizer. So production function. So it means that that by using X one amount of factor, for example, land, and two amount of factors can be produce the amount of the commodity. So having 1 unit of land and 2 units of commodity, you can produce the output from that production. So one piece of land having 3 laborers, the output will be how many units we can see. I can just explain you with this schedule so that it will be easier to understand. Now, for example, the girls who are having textbook, you can see in your textbook page number 37, how it is going to be having the production function of your labor and capital. So refer page number 37, exercise 3.1. So factors and capital, you're having laborers and capital. So what are the different kinds of factors you're going to be having? 0 to 6. So one capital amount, each factor, how many laborers are going to be required to see the output? You're having one factor, capital is 1. How many laborers are 1, 2, 4, it increases to 6. So the output keeps on having variation, it increases. How many number of laborers, so much output. So simply when we say, when 1000 capitals you're going to be having, rupees 10,000 is going to be the amount, capital amount you're investing on any one combination of good. And laborers, if you take, there are only 0 units, output will also be 0. Suppose there is only 10,000 rupees and 2 laborers are there, the output will also be 20%, because 2 people are going to be working. Only 1 person is working in the factors of production in your land, the output also will be less. The same work done by 2 units of labor, output will also be more. Thirdly, you can see 10,000 rupees having the capital of 20,000 or same capital of 10,000. You keep on increasing the amount of capital, even the labor should also increase. From 2 laborers, you increase to 4 laborers, output will be more, the production of goods will also increase to 44%. It keeps on increasing. Then again, 3rd laborer, 4th laborer and 5th laborer, when you take it, the output, how much laborers are going to be doing the work, so much of output you can expect, because one person going to do the work, the output will also be very, very less. So like this, how you're going to be producing this goods is going to be based on this production function. Number of laborers, number of capital investment will give you the output. When the capital is going to be less, laborers are going to be more, output will also have a drawback only. So equal amount of distribution of these factors are going to be done. So production function work, how it is going to be related, we can see here. So it is related to a particular unit of time. So production function is going to be having a particular unit of time. So within that time only you can produce that commodities. Second one, the technological knowledge during that period of time remain constant. So when you're going to be using this technology, the duration of that time remains constant. So when we are going to be producing a commodity, that commodity has to be produced, that technology should be remaining constant till the production of the good. So it need not be changed. It's a fixed factor using the technology. The land is going to be the fixed factor when you are going to be producing the commodity in the land. Now, when you're going to be producing in an industry, you need to have the machinery things which remains constant for the better use next time. The producer is using best technique available. So when you want to produce, there you are going to be seeing there is a tough competition in the economy, that you have to produce more number of goods, so that you have to be producing. So when you're going to be producing, you will see for the best technology which is going to be available for the production of the goods and commodities. So when you are going to be using the best technique, the output of production will also be best. So this production function is going to be related in three main particular topics, namely it is related to a particular unit of time, the technological knowledge during that period of time remains constant, the producer is using best technique available. So at present what technology has been come, that he will try to adopt, and then you are going to be seeing, you're going to be producing the commodities. So next we are going to be dealing with the topic called as isequent curve or isequent. What is the meaning of isequent? Isequent is a set of all possible combinations which are going to be of two inputs, labor and capital, which yields the maximum possible level of output. This is called as isequent.